The Omar Protocol. A thriller. The woman in the hijab slipped through the tavern's back entrance at 11:47 p.m. exactly 13 minutes before the mosque's security cameras cycled to their blind rotation. She wasn't the first in the shadows. I counted 7 others already huddled in the corner booth. Professors, clerics, a journalist whose byline I recognized from the morning state-approved paper. They called themselves the fence-sitters. Wine, the woman whispered to Omar, the bartender who'd been running this operation for 3 years without a single raid. Impossible in a city where informants outnumbered pigeons, unless someone powerful wanted this place to exist. Unless this was the trap. I nursed my drink and watched as Omar poured from bottles with no labels. Liquor that shouldn't exist in a dry state. The woman drank like she was swallowing poison in paradise in equal measure. Around the table, the others did the same, alternating between prayer beads and wine glasses, between heaven and hell, vegging out their sins like accountants of the soul.
How sweet in Jar's throat is wine's melody. Someone murmured an old poem, forbidden like everything else in this room. Then I saw it.
The tiny camera lens glinting from the stained glass window. My blood went cold. The raids never came because they were building a database. Names, faces, everyone who'd ever sipped forbidden wine or quoted banned poetry. The fence-sitters weren't rebels, they were bait. And I just walked into the net.
The surest path to wholesome happiness is to avoid excess, the professor was saying, his voice slurred.
So say the wise old sultan and his muse.
The sultan is dead, I cut in too loud, too desperate.
The table went silent. Omar's hand froze mid-pour.
What?
The journalist asked.
The sultan.
The princess both dead 3 hours ago.
Poisoned.
I hadn't meant to say it, but now that the words were out, I couldn't stop.
The succession is being contested. The hardliners are moving tonight, and they're starting with the surveillance files.
The woman in the hijab stood so fast her chair clattered backward. The files from...
Here, yes. 7 faces drained of color in unison.
You're lying.
Omar said, but his hand had already dropped below the bar to where he kept the gun, or the radio, or both.
Check your phones, I said. If you still have signal, we have maybe 5 minutes before the security forces lock down this district. The professor fumbled for his device, his face went gray.
Dear God, it's true. The news just broke.
Then we're already dead.
The journalist said flatly.
Everyone in the surveillance files.
Everyone who ever set foot in this place?
Not everyone, I said. Only the ones still here when the strike team arrives.
The stained glass window exploded inward. Not a teammate drone. I hit the floor as shrapnel, and glass turned the air into knives.
Someone screamed. The woman in the hijab was already moving, faster than she should have been able to, pulling a pistol from beneath her robes. She put 3 rounds into the hovering machine before it could arm its payload. Who the hell are you? I shouted over the ringing in my ears.
Ministry of Intelligence, she said. Undercover for 2 years, and you?
Journalist freelance. Very freelance.
Then why are you here?
Same reason you are.
I grabbed a tablecloth and pressed it against the professor's bleeding shoulder.
Because the old sultan asked me to be 3 days ago. Said if anything happened to him, the fence-sitters would need a witness.
Omar vaulted the bar, a shotgun in his hands now.
Back exit now. They'll have the street blocked in 90 seconds.
The sewers. The intelligence officer said, there's a maintenance access 2 buildings down. I've mapped the route.
Of course you have, I muttered.
We ran. Behind us I heard the second drone's rotors spinning up, then the crackle of Omar's shotgun. He was buying us time, buying it With his life, most likely, but time was the only currency that mattered now.
In the alley, the professor stumbled. The journalist caught him.
"Leave me," the old man gasped.
The poem, someone has to remember.
We all remember. The woman said, "That's why they want us dead."
Not the Khayyam verses, he said.
The other one. The one about the beginning, about the God that can't be fundamental, about the bullet took him in the chest before he could finish.
I whirled on the rooftop. A sniper's laser painted a red dot on my forehead. The intelligence officer moved like water. One moment she was beside me. The next she'd fired twice and the sniper was falling.
"How many are there?" someone asked.
All of them, she said.
"Everyone who read the surveillance file and saw what we were really discussing in that tavern."
Which was? She looked at me with eyes that had already accepted death.
Not poetry, not wine, not even rebellion.
Then what?
Then what? Then what? Then what? Then what?
Proof, she said, mathematical proof that they're God. The vengeful, demanding one can't exist. Can't be first and fundamental, that complex things can't emerge from nothing. That consciousness precedes creation, that they already know that, I said. Every scholar knows that.
Yes, but we proved it empirically, and we were going to publish.
The sewer grate was ahead. The journalist was already prying it open.
The professor, I said, he had the proof.
Had it, memorized it, and now he's dead.
She smiled bitterly, along with everyone else who saw the full equation except
Except the Sultan's daughter, the princess, the one they claimed died with him.
I stared at her. The princess is alive.
If she got my warning, if she made it to the safe house, if...
The explosion came from the tavern. Orange flames licked the night sky. Omar, the fence-sitters who didn't make it out the stained glass window that had recorded everything.
All evidence erased.
Down, the intelligence officer said, "Now."
We dropped into darkness.
The sewer smelled like death and ancient
We
wine.
waded through filth, following the intelligence officer's memorized map.
While above us the city burned.
How many taverns tonight?
How many safe houses? How many places where people dare to think forbidden thoughts?
Where are we going, I asked.
To find the princess, she said, because she's the only one left who can prove it.
Prove what? That God doesn't exist.
No, she stopped, turned, her face half shadowed in the dim light filtering from above.
Prove that he does, just not the one they've been teaching us to fear.
I don't understand.
You will, the professor called it the ground of ultimate reality. Energy awareness, the source that forms consciousness. Not a God who is a person, but a God which is not a person.
The difference
Is everything. I finished. Because one demands obedience and the other.
simply is.
We emerged 3 miles from the tavern, in a district I didn't recognize. The journalist was gone. At some point in the darkness, he'd vanished, dead or fled, it didn't matter.
The safe house, the intelligence officer said, pointing to a nondescript door.
If she's alive, she's there.
I knocked 3 times.
Pause.
Twice more. The code the Sultan had taught me.
The door opened. The princess stood there, very much alive, holding a pistol and a laptop.
You're late, she said. I published 5 minutes ago.
Published what? She smiled. It was her father's smile.
Wise, sad, defiant.
Everything, the proof, the equations, the surveillance files showing who gave the kill orders. It's on every server, every blockchain, every network in 50 countries.
They'll delete it, I said.
They'll try, but you can't delete truth, Mr. Journalist. You can only try to outrun it.
Behind us, sirens, helicopters, the sound of a regime realizing it had lost.
Tavern, I said. Omar, the fence-sitters, they died for this.
They died for the same thing Omar Khayyam died for. The princess said the right to think, to question, to sit on the fence between faith and doubt and choose neither prison.
She handed me a flash drive. The full proof is here. And the story of tonight, I need you to make sure it reaches people who'll understand what it means.
What does it mean? The intelligence officer laughed, a sound like breaking glass.
It means the old gods are dead, and the new ones haven't been invented yet.
It means we're free
Free to what?
to choose our own average.
The princess said, between heaven and hell, between wine and prayer, between. The window shattered.
I grabbed the flash drive and read.
Epilogue. They never found the princess's body, or the intelligence officers. The official story said they died in the blast, along with the Sultan, along with everyone else who'd gathered in that tavern to discuss forbidden poetry.
But sometimes, late at night, I get encrypted messages, poems, mostly verses about wine and consciousness. And the ground of ultimate reality, they're always signed the same way.
The fence-sitters endure. How long of heaven's rewards or pains of hell? See, from all time, what is to be, will be.
I published the proof, it spread like fire, like wine, like consciousness itself.
Some call it heresy, some call it liberation, most call it mathematics.
But in quiet taverns, in hidden corners of the world, people still gather.
They still drink forbidden wine, they still recite forbidden poetry, they still sit on the fence, averaging out their sins, knowing that Omar would be fair, and knowing that some truths are worth dying for.
Even if the truth is just this, that we're free to choose our own equation between heaven and hell.
That's the real miracle.
That's the real threat.
That's why they'll never stop hunting us.
And that's why we'll never stop running toward the light.